Britain has an abundance of coal, long used for heating and expanded as an energy source for multiple purposes. Coal mining was lucrative for owners, but a horrible job for miners. With labor cheap and empathy at near zero, mining expanded. Unfortunately, mines flooded and removal by bucket was slow work. How to remove the water? Inventors and entrepreneurs were on the job. Water wheels were not available, so why not use the coal on site? The first attempt was a steam powered pump by Thomas Savery in 1698, inefficient but a start. Thomas Newcomen improved on Savery in 1712. With lots of coal, tin, iron, and copper mines, there was a profitable opportunity for better steam engines. Scottish instrument maker James Watt improved the engine mainly by adding a boiler, combining with manufacturer Matthew Boulton to create a revolutionary engine by 1776. It was more efficient and could be manufactured and installed quickly. It was viable to make the Industrial Revolution a mass production success. By the 18th century, Britain dominated iron and steel, refining coal into coke, then the reverberating furnace and puddling process for wrought iron, then crucible steel, melting quality steel into clay pots, crucibles. Improvements continued. It started with horse-drawn trams on rails. British engineer Richard Trevithick created the first steam engine locomotive, receiving a patent in 1802. The boiler was turned on its side with a flywheel to drive the wheels. By 1825, George Stephenson's rocket averaged 12 miles an hour with a top speed of 30, a rocket for its time. Railroads were the high-tech rage and were built all over Britain during the first half of the 19th century, moving both people and goods. The U.S. was an industrial backwater in 1788, which Alexander Hamilton, as Treasury Secretary, wanted to change. Granted, Americans ruthlessly stole industrial ideas from Britain, beginning with textiles in New England. Being a big country with lots of resources and entrepreneurial talent, a slow start turned into efficient production across the Northeast. There was land, resources, and lots of immigrants needing opportunities available beyond the East Coast. Getting people west required water transportation. New York's answer was the Erie Canal, funded by bonds and opening completely by 1820. People and supplies moved west, farm produce moved east. Manufactured goods from the east, food from the west. The first American steam engine was built in 1801 using high pressure engines. It was powerful but had the nasty habit of exploding. Robert Fulton developed the first commercially successful steamboat in 1807, which traveled up the Hudson River. His later steamboats traveled down the Ohio and Mississippi rivers. American railroads started in the 1820s but used British locomotives. American manufacturer Matthias Baldwin was soon building steam locomotives, completing 122 by 1838. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and Louisville were booming western cities using steam engines, later joined by Chicago. What was the driving force? It was food, food, food. what that meant for mass production next time on Food History and Mystery.